Hello everyone and welcome to Replay Gaming. This is Matt and you are experiencing the first playthrough slash review that I plan on doing. It is for Aliens Fireteam Elite. I know this game is fairly new considering and comparatively to some of the other games that I plan on playing, but I wanted to make sure that I shared kind of what I thought about this game and give a brief little playthrough, because it's probably the biggest thing that I'm playing right now. So Aliens Fireteam Elite is set in the Alien universe, as most of the players know. It kind of is set up a lot like Left 4 Dead, where you have small, brief campaigns that you get to play. The biggest difference between this and Left 4 Dead is probably the fact that there's an actual narrative that's going on in the game. Now, I was a huge advocate for Left 4 Dead a long time ago, and still am, but if you tried to piece together a story, you kind of had to do it on your own or kind of follow along with what a lot of other gamers were saying about the narrative of the story. But the really cool thing about this in particular is that it is its own narrative. It does follow its own storyline, just in the Aliens universe. And probably the best thing that I love about this is the fact of how many little secrets and treasures and little Easter eggs that are littered throughout the entire game. One of the things I was planning on doing is doing a playthrough with each one of the campaigns. If that's something you guys are definitely interested in, please just kind of let me know in the comments. But as you can see here, we have 4 different campaigns. There are 3 parts in each campaign. Each video that I do is probably only going to be one of those particular parts in each campaign. That way it doesn't go outside of video length requirements or anything like that. But as you can see, we have all of these, and we also have a horde mode that we're going to be exploring, probably in some of the other videos. I've heard from a couple of people that horde mode gets truly, truly insane, and that is exactly something that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. But as you can see, we have loadouts. You've got now, since the update, 5 different classes. I've explored a little bit of the gunner. I enjoyed the gunner. The demolisher is a lot of fun. You have probably one of the coolest weapons from the Alien franchise, which is the heavy blast wave. It's kind of like an auto fire weapon, and it's just a lot of fun to use. I've been doing a lot with the technician, mostly because I really like the turrets that you're able to use, and you know, it's not necessarily that it makes it easier, but it does let it be able to navigate some of the more difficult spots as you go along. So I will be playing as the technician through my playthroughs, so you'll be able to see some of the advancements that I've got on the technician right now. There's also the doc, and I've seen a couple of people play as the doc. It's definitely interesting, and it's unique in how you have to play as the doc. But in order to do that, you really, really need to be on a complete fire team of 3 people. You can, of course, play this game with AI, which is what you'll see most of the time that I do, but the playing with other people and playing as the doc is definitely a unique experience and may not be for everyone. I've not done a lot with the phalanx, and that actually reminds me that there is a 6th class that you unlock after you complete the game. It's called Recon, and we'll be looking at that as as my videos continue. So let's go ahead and get started on this first campaign. And let's see.
Fireteam, this is a rescue mission. You're boarding Katanga, a derelict orbital refinery. Ingress is via the forward airlock. You'll locate, secure, and evac Dr. Tim Honecker, a Weyland-Yutani scientist. So mount up, people.
So,
look to your left, you can see the bulkhead wall. My view's great, though.
so as you can see, like I was talking about earlier, there is an actual narrative that you're going to be exploring throughout the game. I won't give anything away, and we'll just kind of experience it as we go through each one of the playthroughs. But right when this game starts, I'm going to start pointing out some of the other things that I really enjoyed from what I've played thus far. And we'll just kind of go along and experience each level together. Currently, I am playing on the PS4, just so a lot of you know about the load times on the PS4 is very different than it is on some of the newer consoles.
Personal data transmitter. He's not far in. First, we need a deck plan. Pull one off a terminal and chlorine extraction.
One of the biggest things that I really enjoyed about this particular game is that right from the get-go you see that it really captures the Aliens movies.
Lights. And maybe we can kick the backup power after we grab Honecker.
And like I said, each little Easter egg that's in this video game it's just there for the average viewer of the Alien franchise. There's been a lot of movies in the Alien franchise. There's been a lot more of an interest lately because of the most recent Alien Covenant movie. It's just a lot of different things. And I don't know if you guys saw, but in this air duct, this kind of fell off, and that's kind of something that a lot of Aliens fans kind of look for. Because they've seen it in a lot of the movies. So just going to kind of run through here. One of the things that you'll also see me do is each time you play, there is a hidden cache that you can find. And those hidden caches can be pretty much anywhere. I might be looking at putting together a video soon to kind of show you. Oh, there's an alien. To kind of show you guys where the potential hidden caches might be in each area. They give you random drops each time. It can be something as cool as an emote, like this one. I think everybody can thank Fortnite for that. Or just, you know, any 80s hair metal band.
Should be right here.
So it definitely lulls you into a sense of security as you're playing. And then it just kind of starts throwing the aliens at you. These, of course, are the average or normal drone type aliens. These are the ones we've seen in the movies most often. It's just... I'll take these out real quick. Got some behind. Now, of course, my character is a little more advanced than when you'll start playing. And that's mostly, and it's because I've been playing it for a little bit. So, of course, when you play, your character might be a little bit lower when you start, and that will definitely change the quickness and fluidity that you'll have when playing the game. Like I said earlier, I'm also looking for the hidden caches. I'm just gonna kind of show you guys briefly where they might be.
Doors welded shut. Sloppy work. Guess Honecker went this way.
If you look at the bottom right corner, you can also see the map and radar system. And if you, like I said, if you're a fan of the Aliens franchise, it is 100% accurate in both sound and audio to the way that it was in the second Alien movie. Cleverly just named Aliens.
Hey, I got an idea how to track down Honecker. Searching this whole barge would take too long. Eyes up. Bugs now, idea later.
It's always a good idea when you first start playing, just to kind of wait and see when the aliens and what corridor the aliens are coming down. That way you have the best strategy for how you're going to, defeat each little wave. As you can see, the turret right here, it's very much overpowered comparatively, and it definitely changes the way that the game is played.
Stay sharp.
But it's something that you'll be able to unlock fairly easily and fairly quickly the more you play. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that, but there are actually special infected not infected, special aliens playing Left 4 Dead throughout. This one right here is called the Spitter. And then the ones that had the glowing head are called Bursters. And as we encounter the others, I'll be sure to point them out. So, I have a buddy of mine that's doing his own YouTube channel as well, and he, has a glitch that he pointed out in his video series about this particular room. You can check that out on Dadbod Gaming and Collectibles in order to see, exactly what the glitch is. But it's very useful, especially if you're just starting. Excuse my dog there. Every now and then we might have a dog interrupt us. So, now we'll run over here and we'll get this going. But yeah, definitely if you're looking for interesting glitches or builds for characters on Dadbod Gaming, it covers quite a bit. This is called a warrior. They are a lot stronger than the drones, and they tend to hide and come and spring up on you when you least expect it.
She's our battalion synthetic. Keep moving aft.
You just kind of want to make sure that you always have ammo stocked up. And as you can see, if you leave your teammates behind, the drone will pounce on them. That was one of the things that I kind of discovered right away, was the fact that the drones and some of the other aliens, they actually stalk you in a very similar manner to the way they act in the movies. Like I said, just Easter eggs and little things that kind of happen that are really great. Gotta stop leaving my got a little spitter up here. 2 of them.
Never run into an acid-spitting morph. Where did these come from? While Lister reviews the data, you can get the power-up. Dynamo room's just ahead.
But you in the game you also have each class in particular has its own special unique abilities. Like the technician, for example, it has a turret that you can activate. It also has an electrical grid that will kind of slow down the enemy. Um,
Patching up. Aid kit's here.
I'll try to show you guys the static grid.
This thing's been idle a long
And like I
time.
mentioned earlier, it's a good idea to kind of monitor and see where the xenomorphs are coming from, because that way, if you're playing as the technician, you know exactly where to set up your turrets and things like that. As far as other classes, like the Demolisher, like it has rockets that will, just kind of blow everything to smithereens.
Dynamo just finished injecting lubricant. H2 feeds just connected. Getting there.
Some of the other cool things that kind of happen is I've seen the aliens in particular run and sacrifice themselves in order to try and destroy the turret. Because, as we know, the aliens have acid for blood and all this and that. Oh, another warrior.
Just about to kick power to the mains. Nice. We'll send a follow-up engineering team to get that mess fixed proper.
I always want to make sure that when you leave an area that has an ammo box, that you refill on ammo before you head on. The biggest reason is, it can get pretty hairy pretty quick. You also want to make sure that you're listening to your character, because they will sometimes let you know when one of the special xenomorphs is around, called a prowler. A lot of similarities. I know I've already talked about the comparisons between Left 4 Dead and it, but with the spitter and the prowler acting like the hunter from the game. Personally, I think that's one of the reasons why I thoroughly enjoy Aliens Fireteam Elite, is because when Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 came out, it was something that I really got into, and it was easy to play. It wasn't a huge time sink, and you could just kind of jump in, get a little bit of a feeling of reward and accomplishment in taking them out, and it's just a lot of fun to play with friends. And it's just like this game. This game is so much fun to play with friends. I actually play with Dadball Gaming quite a bit, and he and I, really get into it, and it's just a lot of fun.
Pardon me. I have completed my analysis. 2 weeks ago, the mainframe on Deck 41 was accessed, I believe by Dr. Honecker.
Marines, head to the core lift. Big freight elevator goes all the way up the main tower.
Alright, I think we're good for a little bit. Turn around, that's a drone, or a warrior, my bad. Again, my technician is very very much. Oh, there's the Prowler, like I was talking about earlier. I just didn't listen to my character.
On your toes, Fireteam. Watch the vents.
Grabbing ammo.
While my turret's up there working on that, I'm gonna run down here. In a minute. And see if the hidden cache is there. Because the really cool thing about it is, you know, I swear.
Bypassing damage.
Anyway, like I was saying, the really cool thing about you know, playing and with the hidden caches is the fact that it's always different.
See the grimiest parts of the galaxy.
Always different. And so it kind of adds a little bit of variety when you're playing the game, because you still want to make sure that you try to find those, because of the drops and the rewards that you can get in each one.
When we reach Honecker, we're gonna have to ID by his blood or by his teeth. I got a pool running.
I don't know if you guys heard my character say listen, but they'll say stuff like listen or quiet, or they'll even call out the Prowler and make sure that you hear stuff like that.
Dare you to spit over the side? Got some big internal leaks. Never a good sign in space.
And as I mentioned earlier, the game really captures a lot of the magic that the movies had. With both sound effects and graphics and, you know, of course, the design of the aliens. Because at first I was concerned with the special xenomorphs.
If we don't find this guy alive, I'm gonna kill him.
See you. Oh, it appears that I did not find the hidden cache this time.
Lift. Entrance on the far side.
I promise they're there, though. Alright, so we are going to do this section here. And this is an example of how it really does get wild and crazy
Same deal as the
with
generator.
the
Expect all
xenomorphs.
threads to pop out all over when this turns on. Elevator 17 decks up. It'll take a while to show.
8 kits here.
So one of the things that I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to set up a couple of turrets in order to make it a little bit easier, so that can get through this real quick. But it's again, like I said, it's another callback to the design play of Left 4 Dead. You know, you've got certain things and certain waves and all this and that you have to get through when it comes to end of level. This is definitely an example of end of level, because, or end of campaign, because this is exactly the type of madness that kind of occurs, and this is only the beginning. As we would progress through each one, it just kind of ramps up more and more and more, which is very exciting, and is going to be a lot of fun to show you guys as we continue on. So one of the things that I wanted to do before we reach the very end of this particular play is I wanted to let you guys know truly what I thought about the game. It has so much replayability that there's not been a lot of games lately that has had an enormous amount of replayability. Like, you know, there's a lot of games that you can kind of get in and you play, and then once you reach the end, you don't necessarily want it to be the end or to stop playing, but it's a lot easier to kind of bow out on a game once you complete it. You know, unless you're playing online with some friends or playing multiplayer matches or things like that. But generally, the mindset is to kind of bow out on a game for a little while until you come back to play it, which is one of the things that we're doing on this channel. Is I love the way they kind of flop around. It's great. Well, we got a warrior. So some of you might be looking at this and kind of saying, you know, it's not that bad, it's not that serious, and you're right, it's not. But again, that's because I'm playing with like a level 5 technician, so things are a little bit smoother and a little bit easier to kind of take. It does, however, tend to get a little crazier, especially when you're playing at a lower level. Before the elevator comes, especially after, because then you get another warrior and you get more. So we'll just go ahead and end that right there. And I definitely wanted to tell you guys again, this game is a lot of fun. It is an enormous amount of fun. If you have 2 other friends that are going to pick up this game, absolutely pick it up and absolutely play with your friends, because it's just an enormous amount of fun. And if you happen to be a fan of the Aliens franchise, this game is very much so like a love letter to the fan base, or at least that's how I see it.
Honecker is somewhere up on Katanga's mainframe decks. Looks like he's been searching for a safe place to hide from all the Xenos aboard. Our mission hasn't changed. Find him, get him out alive.
Alright, so this is where we'll stop for right now. I want to say thank you guys for tuning into my first video. We'll be checking out the next campaign here very soon. And this has been Replay Gaming and Matt, and I'll talk to you soon.